Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome. आप देख रहे हैं पहचान, a conversation with me Sidra Iqbal, and this of course is our brand new season number 2. This has much more color, much more creativity. जैसा कि आपको हमने पिछले एपिसोड में भी बताया था कि this time in this season we're just not limiting ourselves to CEOs, but of course there are enterprising people that we'll be covering. आज भी हम आपकी मुलाकात एक ऐसी ही शख्सियत से करवा रहे हैं. She's definitely made her own name in an arena which is very very competitive. हम बात कर रहे हैं फैशन इंडस्ट्री की, and of course the pioneers in this realm in Pakistan is of course the House of Amir Adnan. House of Amir Adnan में अब हमारे पास बहुत सारे brands हैं. One of the most popular ones is of course Funkesia. Funkesia की क्या theory है, क्या vision है, क्या mission है, ये हम जानेंगे हमारी आज की guest से. We have none other than the very enterprising Huma Adnan with us. Assalamu alaikum Huma.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for having us over, Huma. सबसे पहला सवाल जो I'm sure कि because you're such an icon of inspiration for young women who would like to come into the field of fashion, आपके लिए House of Amir Adnan क्या है?
I think for me, House of Amir Adnan is something which has brought about all the changes in fashion, be it the men's wear, be it the women's wear, be it our pret wear. And when we started out 20 years ago, in mashallah we'll be celebrating our 20th year this year. तो जब हमने start out किया था, we only were with men's wear fashion, or being the biggest fashion house at that time itself, we had a lot of hopes into the brand, we had a lot of hopes into the company, and we always felt कि there was always this big niche for women's wear in Pakistan, and a niche जो modern woman को cater करे, and of course others can follow whatever we were doing. तो ये एक inspiration थी which came about I think in late early 90s, 2000s में we thought about it. In the 90s we were taking the brand further. Menswear को हम explore कर रहे थे. We started with our neckties, then our business shirts, and then we followed on with our eastern wear, which was our sherwanis and our couture wear and all the big weddings that you see, so it was like a big fat wedding.
I remember because
gourmet clothes.
A lot of people used to think कि जी फैशन डिज़ाइनर की आपको तब ज़रूरत पड़ती है जब घर में कोई शादी हो.
Exactly.
पहले तो ग्रूम और ब्राइड का जो कपड़े होते हैं वो आ जाते हैं. And of course Amir Adnan was the most well established name in that. And I remember Funkesia की जो launch थी, it was the world apart, because you had your own model hunt, and some of the biggest names came out because of the model hunt that you initiated.
100%. I think we launched about 20 new faces into the fashion industry, and I keep seeing them here and there, on and off. So I'm really happy to see them everywhere. Some of them took I think acting as their career, some took anchoring, some took event management, and because they had it in them and they wanted to try out different things. The good part about Funkesia is that what we want to recognize is we want to recognize our craft, we want to recognize our colors of Indus, all these rich colors that you see around. We just feel that we owe it to the country कि हम अपने मुल्क को recognize करें, हम अपने मुल्क को, it's payback time.
Absolutely.
And for every designer I feel it's their duty to pay it back to the country what they are made up of. And I think
something very interesting I'd like to add for the viewers' interest over here. जैसा कि हमने बताया इन्होंने अभी हमें कि Funkesia came around in the 2000s when they thought कि okay there's a niche, हमारे यहाँ जो young ख़वातीन हैं उनको अपने आप को discover करना है through fashion.
Right.
And round about the same time in 2000, October 2005, we had the earthquake.
Right.
और मुझे अच्छी तरह याद है कि you were involved with one of those initiatives जहाँ पे हमने local जो हमारी ख़वातीन जो देहातों में, छोटे शहरों में बहुत ही खूबसूरत कशीदाकारी करती हैं, embroidery करते हैं, you helped them sort of rehabilitate via bringing them into, उनको बताने की ज़रूरत है कि internationally क्या colors और patterns.
Exactly. You are 100% right on that. When we launched, immediately after that the earthquake took place, and that was one of the biggest disasters we faced in Pakistan. And at that time I was already working towards rehabilitation of all these things, जितने ये हमारे अकर हो रही थी चीज़ें, तो उसमें ये हुआ कि I brought a group of women from Muzaffarabad and all those mountainous areas. I brought them, a few of them, to Karachi, and we started work on a smaller project. You won't believe, it was so sad कि मैं उनको कुछ चीज़ पूछती थी या उन्हें बताती थी या कुछ दिखाती थी, तो and I would just ask them कि आपको जो आता है वो सिर्फ इस कपड़े के ऊपर मुझे स्टिच करके अपने डिफरेंट नॉट्स और अपनी डिफरेंट आर्ट जो भी क्राफ्ट आपको आते हैं you know, it took them a week to recollect what they knew. They were so devastated with the earthquake, and they were totally traumatized. You know, they had lost their husbands, their brothers, all their male family members, and of course their children and all. So it was really a sad moment for me, and I just thought, you know, this is really sad, and it's a sad scenario, and we need to jump in. We as designers need to jump in and help them out. So after that, I think I gave them a whole assignment to do, or I took their inspiration and I worked on that very collection the very next year, and it came on the ramps and the runways. And
do you still continue to work with them?
I do. Right now I'm working with the women in Chitral. And again, since it's difficult for me having kids and a family to, you know, travel all the way to the mountains all the time, so I generally get the women back to here in Karachi, and I work with them for a month or two. And because you see, the craft is something that's there, like this craft that you're looking at is from the mountains.
Exactly.
But the way it's treated, the way it's brought in the cities, it's something completely different.
कई दफ़ा हमारी नज़र से ही गुजरता है, because हमारी सकाफत का, हमारी ट्रेडिशन का हिस्सा है, but we don't see an application of them in our modern lives, in our contemporary styles.
And this is where a creative mind works, and this is where, you know, a creative mind jumps in, and they want to literally, मेरा तो ये हाल होता है, I look at anything and I can actually create a complete collection out of it. Whether I'm traveling in Pakistan or abroad or wherever, it doesn't really limit me कि oh यार मुल्तान जाना है. No, I totally look up to my travel within Pakistan more than my travel abroad.
What was the response like to Funkesia? यानी हमें पता है कि we were just, you know, looking for something that would actually give you that comfort as well as that color and that vibrancy. तो शुरू में कोई difficulty थी?
Not at all. I think from day one only it was taken very well. और अच्छी बात ये हुई कि you know, इतनी energy Funkesia लेके आया, और इतना sad moments के साथ हम गुजर रहे थे. And in fact, even today, if you see the scenario that we all have and the name that we have internationally, so what all I think little I could do to bring about a change in the image of the country was कि मैं अपने कलर्स बाहर निकालूं, अपनी एनर्जीज, अपने मुल्क की एनर्जीज अपने कपड़ों के थ्रू दिखाऊं, अपनी टेल्स, अपनी स्टोरीज. You know, I want to show to the rest of the world what we go through and what we do despite what we go through,
and actually channelize all that negativity into something positive. यानी आप किसी भी Funkesia के outlet में चले जाएं, चाहे वो पाकिस्तान में हो, मुल्क से बाहर हो, it's like an explosion of colors.
It's an explosion of energies. It's an explosion of colors. A lot of people tell me, would you, I mean, look, I always am found in a Funkesia, so my age also never limits. I'm not a young girl anymore, and still I would like to wear something which bring about those energies that I used to have when I was younger. And I think it's about time that all of us as designers look into those positive energies that our country is offering and bring about that change in the world of fashion, in the world of media, and I think we are ready for that.
True. Uma, talking about growing up, now this is something personal. आम तौर पे लोग कहते हैं कि ख़वातीन बहुत परेशान होती हैं और घबरा जाती हैं इस बात से कि अब उम्र बढ़ रही है, पता नहीं, you know, am I going to look as attractive? How was aging for you? Like आप जब, you know, you're gracefully aging, mashallah, you look not a day older, but किस तरह आप अपने आप को रखती हैं maintain?
You know what? I think my children give me a lot of energy. You know, my children around me, I you know, work with them, I play with them, I travel with them, and I think that's the energy that gives me and to keep myself alive. More than that, my brand itself, during the day 9 to 6, जब मैं इन colors के साथ बैठी होती हूँ ना, I completely go wild, and I'm like, मैं ये भी कर लूँ, मैं ये cut भी निकाल लूँ, मैं ये tie and dye भी कर लूँ. So you know, I think all that I missed out probably in my childhood, that's all coming out in my colors and in my collections.
And what about the child inside? उसको आप कैसे nurture करती हैं? Guilty pleasure क्या है? Ice creams or anything else?
Okay. Oh, you won't believe things I do. I can actually do the worst of things in the world. I can actually get pictured with a taxi driver standing on Taj Mahal. I can, you know, these are the things I get pleasures with. My daughter actually is embarrassed a lot of time. Mama, what's wrong with you? I don't want to own you. So I'm like, okay, fine. You know, you can stand on the side, but I still want to do this. So, you know, like Vegas के streets पे खड़े होके एक गोरे के कुछ छेड़ना, you know, things like that. I do all sorts of things.
So you're all about experiences.
Oh yeah, totally.
And it certainly shows in your designs.
Totally like that.
अच्छा, लोगों का अक्सर ख्याल ये है कि fashion is very expensive. अगर आपने एक fashionable outlook maintain करना है, आपकी wardrobe trendy होनी चाहिए, तो उसमें बहुत investment लगेगी. Do you vouch for that?
You know what? It really depends on the brand's philosophy. With Funk Asia, we wanted to cater to anyone and everybody. हमारा ये है कि we are the mid of the of the whole lot. ठीक है ना? We are neither too extremely high end, and I don't consider myself in that league, and nor am I completely low down brands which you see on the roads, on the streets. I put myself in the middle tier, and my prices are also similar. तो मेरे जो prices हैं, they start like 3,800, 2,800, and they can go max like an 8,000 or
which is a
10,000.
brilliant price for something formal,
Exactly.
semi-formal, right?
Semi-formal. Mine is an occasion wear. Of course, something like this, I would not want to go to work in this or my college in this, but I would want to wear it in an evening to a lunch, to a trendy dinner. Like last night I was out at a dinner and I was wearing one of our Funk Asia kurtis, and I thought I was just fine. I saw girls wearing silks and drapes, and it was, you know, हमारा पाकिस्तान का weather is such 90% गर्मी होती है.
You know, one thing we definitely owe it to our designers कि इन्होंने जो हमारे comfort fabrics थे उनको इतना trendy बना दिया है कि even literally आज आप एक cotton के शलवार कमीज में शादी भी attend कर सकते हैं.
Of course, and I do that. मैं तो I just cannot dress up in a 6 yards की साड़ी और 8 yard का flowy gown going to a शादी. I have to have my comfort first.
So that's the signature Huma Adnan for you. We have barged into a very energetic day, और आज हम इनको एक outlet पे तो bound नहीं रख सकते, तो इनके साथ अब हम जा रहे हैं इनकी दूसरी outlet पे. वहाँ पे इनके कुछ assignments भी हैं. Let's be a part of that. It's going to be very exciting. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this short break.